Well, good morning. My name is Chris Fulkerson. I am the tasting room manager of Bellevue and also the Dean of Wine here at Browne. And I'm here to introduce you to the amazing October wines that we have coming. I'm very excited about them. As we get into this colder weather, it's going to be a great season to pick up some wine at Browne because we're going to move into those nice reds that you want to have on a cold brooding night. But we're going to start first with something that goes year round. We have Georgia. That is our wonderful bubbles right here. It's a non-vintage bubbles, which means it's going to be the same as you've had in the past if you've had it. We take such pride in this particular wine. It is 70% Chardonnay, 30% Pinot Noir. We bring that juice all the way to Albuquerque, New Mexico, because the Browne family is there, and we want to have a wonderful family from Champagne actually making our method champenoise here for us. So sparkles. Let me give it a quick taste and let's get into it. Okay, what I love about this wine, just a tiny bit of bready on the nose, but as soon as you get it on the palate, you're gonna find all kinds of bright lemony notes, beautiful citrus, that sparkling flavor. This is joy in a glass, and what I wanna get people to start thinking about is don't just have champagne when it's a special occasion. When you've had a bad Tuesday, this will lift your spirits. It is incredible. So don't be afraid to break out that bottle of sparkling, and we'd love for you to get it here. This is a really, really great wine. You're gonna be really, really happy with it. Next up, we're gonna go into Grenache. Yeah, Grenache is gonna be Washington's lighter red. It is very similar to Pinot. As we take a peek at it, you're gonna see that beautiful light color, lighter tannins, really, really pleasant. What I love about this wine is if we're still having this warm weather as we kind of move into these fall times, you can chill this down and it makes for a great summer red. On the nose, you're gonna get that nice little cherry note that you typically would get from a Pinot, but also something else. You end up with some little spicy notes as well. And on the palate, it's super light, super pleasant. Have this with fish, have this with your lighter foods. It is gonna be a definite crowd pleaser. The other thing I love about it is we're talking about a bottle that is half the price of Cabs because people don't always know what Grenache is. So that is one of your best buys right there. Get after our Grenache, it's lovely. Next up, we're gonna start a journey of Cabs. So this is a really cool time to be a Browne Wine Club member. One, we're incredibly good at Cabs. Two, we're gonna get to explore kind of what makes Washington special in the way of Cabs and also special from different places. So one of my favorite wines that comes out every year is this one. It is the Quintessence Vineyard Cab. So Quintessence is on Red Mountain. You might have heard of that place before, especially if you like those really fruit-forward, bold, jammy cabs. And this is dark, bold, but so fruit-forward that you can actually have it just as a glass on its own, but it pairs equally well with the steak. It hits that whole spectrum of those bright red flavors, going up into like a strawberry note, but also coming down into that big blackberry note. It is a jam bomb though. It is fantastic. So one of the things that I'd recommend is if you like this wine, buy 2 bottles of it, one to have now and another to have in a couple years, because as you drink it, it's gonna get softer and softer. One of my wine mentors taught me that when a wine first comes out, that's the worst it's ever gonna taste. That is true for about 10 years. So it's a pretty fun thing to get an extra bottle and just tuck it away somewhere and forget about it. But Red Mountain Cab is gonna be your friend, especially if you like those really big, bold, jammy cabs. Next up, we got the Farm. Now, Red Mountain is gonna be that really, really jammy. This is from Bittner Estate. This is our home vineyard out in Walla Walla. It's about 20 minutes northeast of town. And the Farm is gonna show you what Walla Walla is all about. The Farm is gonna give you those really beautiful savory notes, a little bit more of the herbal notes that you would find. And one of the things that I love about how John makes wine is he's really good at balancing the fruit, the wood, and then the other flavors so that nothing overpowers one another. Makes for a gorgeous, gorgeous glass of wine. And so if you don't want something that's pure jam and you want something that's really multi-dimensional, get into the farm. On the finish in particular, I noticed this wine has a really savory note. So I really wanted it with some savory foods like a portobello mushroom, a steak with some mushrooms grilled on top. That kind of food is going to be amazing with the farm. Now, one of the coolest things about this release is also we have Liberation of Paris. Now, this is from the same vineyard as the farm. So these are both from our estate vineyard, but Liberation of Paris shows you a much more fruit-forward side of what Walla Walla can be. So Liberation of Paris, if you really like the Red Mountain wine and you really like the farm, this wine sort of brings both of those elements together. So really, really cool wine. This is usually one of our most popular Spy Masters just because I think that jammy quality that we can get out of the estate shows up, but it's also got some of those complementary spicy and savory flavors with it. So beautiful, beautiful cabs. These are going to be $80. These are really, really nice. But again, find a way to get an extra one because you're going to want to set one aside for a couple days or a couple years. It will get better and better with time. And don't be afraid to open this on a really, really decent night because it'll make the night so much better. I do not wait for special occasions for wines. So, next up, Petit Verdot. Okay, so Petit Verdot, this is also from our estate. The Petit Verdot is a really, really interesting grape. It is a tiny little grape, thus the word petite. The Verdot means it's a little green grape initially. But what's really cool about it is when you make a wine with tiny grapes, what you get are really, really big tannins. So allow me to pour some of this in a glass and just show it to you. I know I mixed a little bit, but this glass is going to be black as night. It is dark, it is brooding, brings those dark flavors, but it is such a big, bold wine that you really, really want to have some food with this wine. If you like wines that are bold and powerful, Petit Verdot is your friend. And it also brings those really dark fruits. So you're going to get those dark plums, those black cherries, really, really pretty, big, bold wine. Have it show out with some big foods. You're going to want some cheese with this, or you're going to want a big steak so that you can get those proteins to help work with those tannins, or just sit on it for a while. It's my wife's favorite. We are right now drinking a wine that's 10 years old. That's a Petit Verdot, and it's gorgeous. So this is a wine that you can either put on a shelf and let it wait, or you can have it with some big, bold foods, and it will be stunning for you. Last but not least, we're going to do the absolute best wine we're able to make. This is the Medallion Cab. It doesn't have a medallion on it yet because I got the advanced copy. This is what it's gonna look like for you. But this wine is always the best cab that we can make, and there's a reason for it. There's something that we do that's really special with this wine. So we have a great winemaker, we already know that. But in order to make a great wine, you need to have great grapes. It comes down to grape selection. And what John Freeman does with this is finds the absolute best barrels he can in the state, brings them together to make one gorgeous wine. Only 175 cases are produced, so we always run out on it. It's incredibly good. But what's so cool about this is it's going to bring everything together. This is 50% Red Mountain, 25% from our estate vineyard, and then another 25% from Milton Freewater, which is right down by the Rocks District. So you get all these beautiful, gorgeous parts of Washington coming together. And because it's the best grapes with an incredible winemaker, this is a wine that sort of just sets you into a spot where you go, man, this is what wine is all about. This is a wine that when I pour it, I spend so much time just smelling it and just sipping it to enjoy it that I really don't even work through that much of it because I just am savoring the experience. This is a standout. I don't always push the most expensive bottles. I always try to be honest with you about where to find the value. This is the one I splurge on though. Buy this bottle, buy a couple of them. It's gonna be worth the money even though it's an expensive bottle. So that is my take on our wonderful October releases. Get ready for that chill in the air because we're gonna bring some really, really gorgeous, bold wines your way that are gonna help you feel warm and help you feel a little bit more joy as you come up towards the holidays this year. Thanks for being a part of our club.